Oh wow, now this shit goes live.
Alrighty.
I just got through driving around thinking about shit I shouldn't be thinking about. But that's besides the point, because, well, it's partially besides the point. I want to talk about spellcasting and witchcraft and words and how language is literal spellcasting, because some of you niggas just don't seem to get it. When you say, let's just take this for example, because niggas just get on my fucking nerves. When you say my name in your head, or you say my name in this world, or you say my name, period, when you involve the energy that you put behind my name in whatever you're doing, I now have power over you, right? That's one form of spellcasting. I want everybody who I speak to realize that we all do this to everybody we ever meet. This happens every time. And we call these projections. That's spellcasting, right? So it's like this. What you put weight towards, and what you give energy towards, and what you pay attention to, that's important. It literally manifests in ways that you can perceive, right? Spellcasting. Let's say I jinx somebody. That's a spellcast. Because I said something in such a way that it made them think about it, and they internalized it and paid attention to it. So therefore, they manifested that outcome because of what I said, right? If you take that and you apply it to anything in this world, you can speak shit into existence. Where does language come from, if that is the case? What is the thing that's able to let us produce through talking? Literally manifest events through words, right? What is that? And the answer won't be revealed, because if I go too deep, you niggas will start to catch on. But the point is, we all spellcast, and we all do this unknowingly. We all get to a point in our lives where we realize that what we say does matter, and that the integrity that you have is dependent upon what you say, right? Because what you cast into, all that shit. I want people to realize that regardless of how, you go about speaking about people, you always will manifest something against you in your opposite favors. And that's just how shit works. Because when you cast a spell against people who understand spell casting, they can cast a spell back. It's called answering a question with a question. So, that's comedy, bro. Okay. So, let's say that this full moon in Cancer, right? I'm a Cancer myself, so maybe I am being overexpressive. But me being a Cancer, or being a Cancer, right? Because that shit's not very, important either. It's just the energy behind it. Anyways, being a Cancer, I understand that when when I am not supposed to act on impulse, I'm not supposed to, let's use spellcasting for an example. If I say something on impulse, right now would not be a good time to do that. But being a Cancer, I understand why it's not a good time to do that. So therefore, I can block why it's not a good time to do that. And I can still manifest what I need to manifest, regardless, nigga. Because that's just how it is. When I understand the energies behind where I come from and the systems that align in my body and everything that's happened to the point where I am today, to this point is what I meant to say, I can literally do anything. It's crazy. And I want everybody to realize this, because I don't have to be your friend. And that's plain and fucking simple. Like, honestly, solitude is what got me this shit in the first place. And until I actually see respect, and until, like, the right things that not respect from people, because I honestly don't give a fuck, but respect for myself, respect from what I project, until I actually see that, I'm not gonna stop manifesting what I need to manifest. I'm not gonna stop chasing my soul, because the more I do, the more wisdom I gain, the more I can manifest. Plain and simple. Like, it's right on the head right there. And I'm kind of, like, coming to this point of realization. I'm on, like, the verge of something, bro. I'm, like, right there, nigga. I can feel it. But I'm, like, I'm coming to this point of survival. Yeah, that's more of, like, a good way to describe it. Survival. It's like, okay, let's go, like, real deep psychology, since I've already started on this path. It's like, and I'm going to say this shit because somebody's going to get it. I can feel that. And it's not for everybody. And I promise you're going to misinterpret this. I hope you do. But it's like this. I feel like the anima inside of me and the animus, it's the anima and my shadow, these parts of my subconscious, I feel like I have been battling them unconsciously, right? And it's like, it's bringing itself up to the surface. And I've been thinking about it a lot. And it's happened for, I'd say I'm at like a 3-month mark with this, or something like that. I've noticed this concept growing inside me, and I was very curious about it, so I started to research it. And the anima, it is the feminine part of the self. It is the negative, right? It's the yin and yang symbol. That's how I'm viewing it in my head right now. And, like, picture this, like, our psyche is a yin and yang. And you have the totality of everything. You have the masculine, the white, and the feminine, the black, right? Negative and positive, or positive and negative, respectively. And in each, you have dots of the other. That is, so me being masculine, me being a guy, for me, I am naturally in that white area, right? So to find your feminine and to achieve balance, the negative, the spiritual, it's the feeling, right? That's what feminine is. And I'm not going to go into that any further because you will get fucking sidetracked. As a man, when you tap into that, you seek balance, right? You achieve balance. But if you are too far into that, what happens, right? You start to manifest overly, right? So it's like, I have been coming to that term, or coming to grasp that. What happens when you manifest things that you aren't meant to manifest? What happens when you say something that you weren't supposed to say? The quite abrupt answer to that is you can't die. Like, literally, you can say some stupid shit and get killed for it. That's real. Like, that's how real life is. But for myself, because I would speak from experience, I guess, you start to do things that don't align with what you burn for, what you're passionate about. Or you start to manifest things that, and either way, it's the same thing. Manifestation is fucking putting in the work. Some people don't really understand that shit either. They'll think everything is just fucking, anyways. if you aren't aligned, if your light body is not aligned with your will, you manifest what is not for you. And that, for me being a man, that is projecting through my shadow into my anima, right? My feminine nature within my total masculine. Well, I don't know. The total masculine. I don't know if that's a concept that I've fucking heard, or a term that I heard, but it's like, the idea is that you are two parts to a whole, pretty much. And being born man or woman, you are inclined to either side, right? You're more inclined to the other. So when you go into your own psychology, when you go into your own psyche, you meet your opposite. And that's the anima for a man, and it's the animus for a woman. And this is where you get projections, and this is where you get spellcasting. So, I will also speak from experience. Growing up, you have two parents, a mom and a dad, right? For me, myself, I didn't have a good feminine role model, right? Think about that. If a man loses his mother, he then becomes, or if a boy loses his mother, he then becomes a man. Right? That's insane to me to even think that. If a boy loses his mother, he becomes a man. Why is that? Because then he no longer has mom protecting him, right? He no longer can come to mom and cry. He no longer can, like, that's the idea, right? Mom can no longer heal his cuts. He has to learn how to heal himself and take care of himself, because that's motherly energy. So, that being said, oh, that scared the fuck out of me. I thought somebody was pulling up behind me. Okay, but that being said, for me when I was younger, my mother was like the worst. I'll be honest. And like, it snaps you. It creates a distortion when trauma happens. And to have a role model who is supposed to help shape your character traumatize you, it also imprints that in your mind, right? Subconsciously. It's none of this is conscious. Like, you can't control what is done to you or what happens to you. You can't stop fate. If fate even exists, you can't stop whatever that thing is that seems to pull all of us in one direction. Like that one string that connects everything. You can't stop that. It will happen inevitably. That's your story. You come from that. There's no point in trying to cut that off. There's no point in trying to run away from it, right? Fuck, I just lost my train of thought. So the animus and the anima. When you have a distortion in your brain because of trauma from a role model, right? We become our parents, in a sense. We can't change the fact that we are shaped by these people because we were born from them. That doesn't even matter if you were born and your parents ditched you like at birth, because technically you were still shaped by them. You were their genes. And their decision to throw you in that fucking position that you were in is not your control. You can't change that because that was their decision with you. So therefore, you are shaped by them, regardless of what you do, what you say, what you care about. Anyways, that imprints in your psyche. We create ideas of what the world is through our subconscious, and it is expressed through our conscious mind. Our conscious mind. All of these fucking terms and shit, bro. The easiest way to say this is that you have a mom and a dad within you. Like, and your dad and your mom, when they come together and they are in harmony, they created you. That is the true self right there. It's the baby, right? It's the divine child. I forget what the fuck they call it, but it's like, that's the idea of baby Jesus. Let's say that this distortion occurs and the parents aren't in harmony, right? So fuck, I keep losing my train of thought. Distortion. So the distortion is created in your brain, in your psyche. And let's say you're a man and your mother leaves, right? So for me, it created a distortion in my anima. It's the feminine side of my character. That creates a distortion in that. So the idea is that when things like this happen, you cannot properly manifest what you want. You cannot truly understand what you need to care for yourself, for the baby that comes when your masculine and your feminine are joined, right? That's a tough concept to deal with, so I don't expect everybody to get that. It's like this. Once you become more and more conscious of your traumas, and once you pick up on your triggers, and once you basically, once you snap back to reality and to yourself, once you become your higher self, I fucking hate these terms, bro. I hate sounding like that fucking guru shit. Like, I wish I could express this in a way that people could understand and it didn't sound like completely crazy, because I know that this shit is like I'm on to something. I told you, I'm right fucking there. And I've been right fucking there for like 3 years now, but that's besides the point. Once you become aware of what ails you, what pains you, you can then heal, right? How do you begin healing? It starts with projections. So spell casting, projecting is not bad. Inherently, it's not bad. You need to do it. Necessarily, if you did not do that, you would not create any idea of what the world is, so you would be just a fucking vegetable, or you would be like completely just gone. I'll just say that. I was gonna say something even more politically incorrect, but if people actually start to view this shit. Anyways, I'm just covering my ass. But once you start to become aware of your triggers and your traumas and shit like that, and you begin healing, you do it by projecting. So how do you do that? You may ask. They call them, I don't want to do that either. It's like this. I can tell myself I'll be okay. I can tell myself I'm fine. I can push through. I'm strong. I can say these things consciously. But subconsciously, if your distortions aren't noticed, you will never be fine. You will never be okay. You will never truly manifest what you want to manifest, and you'll have to settle, right? That is the key. That is that's it right there. You can't say things and not mean it. So to heal, you need honesty. To heal, you need to get in touch with the truth, and you need to get in touch with the opposite side of you, right? Where do you find this opposite side of you? In your traumas, in your triggers, right? In your shadow, okay? In the things that you don't want to be said. In the nights that you spent by yourself contemplating things that you should not have been thinking about. Like, the thing that, and for this is like, I'm gonna go real fucking deep. Like, the thing that makes you want to get up and not be yourself, the thing that makes you want to drink, the thing that makes you want to smoke, the thing that makes you want to have fun, the thing that just wants to forget, that is your shadow. And the further and further you get from facing that, you won't manifest what you truly want. And like I said, for the past couple months, I've been dealing with this in myself. And it's like, I'm not gonna lie, I've been a bitch about it. Like, and I've been super inconsistent to people I really fucking loved. And it sucks. But at the same time, it's like, you have to be strong. At the same time, it's like, you have to know that there is a greater good. And you have to know that there is something that pulls us. Like, you have to know these things, because otherwise you won't be able to project positive healing thoughts into your body, into your light body, to align yourself with your will, to manifest what you properly, or not proper, to manifest what you are meant to. Whatever side of karma you may be on. You can take this even if you're going through the worst fucking time in your life. Like, you have to understand that a connection to God, a connection, oh, what's good? And niggas are up right now, bruh. And a connection to something greater, that is literally what will heal you. It doesn't have to be a God. It doesn't have to be another person. It doesn't even have to be an object. Like, an idea can get you through your fucking worst times. Like, literally, that is the realest shit I've probably ever said. And like, even if it's the idea of starting a family, even if it's the idea of loving a person because you love them and not because you want to please someone, even if it's the idea of starting a business, starting a fucking life for yourself, that can literally get you through the worst times, and you can become more of who you are than if you were to settle, than if you were to allow yourself to be weak, and to allow yourself to ignore your trauma, and to allow yourself to go blind, pretty much, to stay asleep. You can say that, and stay woke, and all that bullshit. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. I'm just gonna chill for a second, because maybe my fucking reaction after this is worth it to somebody. I've always felt like I was meant to go through, like, stupid shit. Low-key, like, the dumbest of stupid. Because I always find, like, the best answers through that. Like, through dumb shit. Like, literally. I'm not joking at all. I literally will hurt myself just to learn. I think it's funny that we sacrifice pain for comfort, when pain is the thing that teaches us the most. And pain is the thing that gets us to evolve, right? I guess that's why women are better at dealing with it than men are. That's a very fucking true statement, too. I'm out of here.